Alright, it's the number 136 of my accountability to myself. I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this. Probably I should start talking about everything without long introduction or something like that. So the first thing, I woke up, I don't remember, it was so late, like 7:25, something like this. That's why I came to the gym late, and therefore I returned home late. Like the last Monday, I returned home at about 10 p.m. Even earlier, I think like 9:30, something like that. And today I returned home like 10:20, and then I spent almost an hour replying to the manager because we have an assignment, we have a group assignment, and one of the things that we're supposed to do is related to uni, obviously, is to find a manager and to make an interview with that manager, asking him some questions related to management. And the thing is that there are a couple of teams, five, six, something like that, and each of them is supposed to find a manager, and each team is supposed to make interview with each of those managers. And so we as a team, until the end of this week, we are supposed to find a manager we are looking for. And I reached out some people through LinkedIn, and today one person replied to me, and it's actually probably the best manager out of all the persons I reached out. And I was writing a letter to reply to him for an hour. Obviously, I could use like ChatGPT. Like obviously, I use ChatGPT to correct everything, right? But the thing is that I didn't actually just put, the information, and I didn't ask just reply to this message, because as we even were explained, we have like a lesson when we are taught how to use different AIs, how to apply all the stuff. And one of the things that was mentioned, that AI is such a powerful tool, and I agree with that. I agree with that, because AI is like technologies, like gadgets, let's say. So if you have your phone, you possess of a huge power, and the more power you have, the bigger your responsibility, and you're responsible for yourself, holding your phone every day in your hands. And you, by and large, let's say, have two options. First one, waste your time watching reels. Second, reading books, articles, maybe creating content, maybe creating an application so you can consume, or you can create, you can waste your time, or you can invest in yourself, gaining more knowledge. And so AI is basically the same. It's a very powerful tool that you can use for efficient studying. And at the same time, it's a very powerful tool that might make you so stupid, because most of the usage that I observe out of my experience is that people just send everything to AI gives everything to them, and they like, I finished my assignment or something like that. And they don't realize that doing this thing, they don't actually study anything. It's basically useless. The person loses its opportunity to think, just to think objectively, to think critically, or whatever it's called, which is very important. And sometimes it's hard to resist this opportunity to cheat. I would say it's kind of cheating, because when instead of studying, you just use AI for the sake of passing the assignment, right? It's it does not benefit for your future. And so there's, by the way, one word. Wait, let me check. Let me. Jeopardize. I think it's jeopardize. It's not related to this context. I just remember that I've learned a new word, jeopardize. And I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so usage of an I must be also wise. You shouldn't use it blindly. And what I mean is that when I was writing a letter, I wrote it, then I sent to ChatGPT to correct me, and then I asked him to explain what is wrong, what should I replace, why should it be replaced, and so on. And I remember even almost a year ago when I was studying English in order to pass the English test so I could enroll in university, I also did this thing. I remember I could spend about 1 hour to write a huge text in English, and then I would send this text to ChatGPT, it would correct it, and I would learn from my mistakes. And so it's really a nice thing, and language is only a small niche that you can study. Like, basically you can learn everything. By the way, yeah, I have not arranged, not like a meeting, but I have not agreed with that manager to, we have not agreed on interview yet, but I hope everything will be fine, because we need to find a manager till the end of this week. So afterwards, I had my breakfast, I went to university, I came from university, and I had kind of a lot of time, quite a lot of time, a couple of hours at least. What I did, I had my dinner. By the way, I had my dinner kind of early at 6 p.m., which is really nice because my organism is gonna digest the food faster, and probably my sleeping will be better. My recovery will be better. Yes. And what I mean is that I didn't have a lot of tasks to do. I did make some tasks that would require about 2 hours to execute, and I haven't done them. Why? I don't actually remember what I was doing before I went to have my dinner, but after having my dinner, I decided that I need to look for accommodation, because in half in a year I will need to find another accommodation, because my contract will be over and I won't be able to proceed this contract, to resign again, because this dorm is only for first year students. And so I've gotten the mail with some sources where I could look for rooms, apartments, and so on. And I started looking for, and first, it's so fucking expensive. It's more expensive than this room, because this room I rent for 530 euros, and the rest of the rooms that I've seen, and the thing is that they're not even better than this one, and the price of them is about 700 euros, which is like, bro, that's so fucking a lot. And yeah, but at least, for example, the one that I would like to rent, there's like a dorm with a lot of rooms, obviously, and the location of the dorm is really nice. It's literally next to the gym that I'm going to, and it's way closer to my university. So it would be really nice to live in there, and I tried to reach them out, but they said we will, how to say it, they will notify me in April, because now they don't even consider it. Like, now it's too early. Now nobody cares about what they're gonna do in September. And me, I don't know why, I decided that I need to solve this question today. which I didn't actually try to solve this question. I just was curious about overall picture, what is going on the place markets, on the markets, like on the websites, regarding the renting the room or the apartment, the studio, whatever. Yeah, then I decided that it's a great opportunity to call to my parents, because my parents went to ski and I could go with them, but I have my studies, so I couldn't just drop them for a week. And yeah, I spent 1 hour talking with my parents, which is not really bad because it's something so rare. I talk with my parents probably once per 3-4 weeks, and by and large, it's not something that I do often when I talk with someone. But yeah, I did everything to procrastinate, to postpone starting my studies. But as a result, finally, I decided to study French. I spent more than an hour studying French, which is nice. And also, I was supposed to work with one video about communication. Then I wanted to read for 20 minutes and to work with English for 15 minutes. So by and large, I didn't have anything extraordinary, but I have not even done it. And I'm curious what is going on in my mind, because I remember recently I couldn't understand, like, there's I hate the sound. I remember that it would be nice to get rid of them, so I will try to eliminate them. So there's a person I know, put it in this way, and he struggles with being consistent with studying, and he cannot really, I would say, lock in, right? He cannot just focus on studies. He always procrastinates, he always wastes his time and cut everything close. And I didn't understand why, like, how it's possible. And lately, I kind of have the same issue, I would say, because I could start studying earlier, but I haven't, and like, why? And it's not the first time over the past couple weeks. So, accountability. I'm supposed to return my journals. I remember I mentioned about this in the last video. I have not done this yet, so I should do this. And I should not consider what could I do instead aside of studies, because the first step that I really need to make is just to start. Then this process flows on its own. And it always works that way, and I know that it works that way. But for some reason, I keep postponing this. So it's something that must be fixed, because I'm fed up with procrastinating. It's something that is not related to me. Like, I never procrastinate. Like, what? And it's also such a I'm not sure that this word controversial or controversially statement that I procrastinate. Why? Because at the same time, when I reply to manager, when I look for recommendation, it's actually something that I also need to solve sooner or later. But at the same time, if I have some tasks, I should prioritize them, and then the rest of the time that I have, I can spend for the rest of the tasks that are not primary for today, right? So it's something that I'm gonna be fixing. And now, by the way, it's not even 10 p.m., so I will be able to fall asleep earlier and to wake up earlier, hopefully. And to have some time in the morning, maybe to read, maybe to work with my internship, to do something useful. So, without being said, that's it for today. I realized what can be improved. I have not mentioned anything about communication, about gestures, and all those things, even though I studied a bit about this today. But, anyways, I'll mention about this probably next time, in a couple of days, who knows. But today, that's enough, I guess. Yeah. So, see you in the next one.